Your phone is an amazing photo editor, and well, I'm a big fan of Photoshop and Lightroom and those types of tools. I love being able to edit on my phone. And one of the reasons why is there's so many great apps. I'm going to show you a couple apps right now. The first one is called Snapseed. And Snapseed basically is made by Google, as you can see, but it's a full-featured editor that lets you do all sorts of things. So I'm going to start off with this guy. I took this over the weekend at a place, at a cabin up in Idlewild, and it's an interesting photo of these two random Jeeps with some junk out there, a Jeep and a truck. But I'm going to get in here and do a couple things. First off, I'm going to tune the image. So I went in there and I can go in and I can you know, brighten things up. I can increase the contrast some. I can fill in the shadows. Okay, so I can, you know, all these different things. So I'm clicking on the screen. Oops. I'm holding the screen and then moving up and down. So I have some different options there. So lots of different things I can do there to clean up the photo or start making it a little bit crazy. I can also, if I go down to this edit window, I can scroll down. I can do some other things. I can there's some filters that are built into it. So here's one where you can get in here and you can see the original, what it looks like to now. Okay. There's another one, there's a few others. You can make things black and white, you can add grain to it. So this is kind of your all-purpose editor, and it has a few kind of exciting things that go on off of that. The next one, so that's one, and of course if I wanted to save it, I would go save, and then down here I'd go save a copy, and that then is going to be in my camera roll. Another one that I really like is distressed effects. Okay, so this is one that adds some cool things to your, go in the favorites, to your image. So I can make it a square first off. So again, here's Idlewild. But then I have all these filters that I can put on it. And then there's two layers. One is like a texture, and one is a filter. So really like that, but you can do a whole bunch of kind of cool things. And then I kind of like that. I can even go in and customize it. So they're turning the color down, or I'm going to turn the color all the way up and kind of mess with it a little bit that way. Play with the brightness and the contrast. And then again, when I'm done, and I can play with a few of them if I want. Oh, I don't like that, so I can move on to something else. And then after that, I can go up here and save it, send it straight to Instagram, that type of thing. Okay, so there's another one. Another one that I really like is, okay, here's one called Touch Retouch. This is kind of cool. So what this does, I'm going to open. Go with the favorites. I'm just going to take one from work here. So here I have this this picture that we're distributing Chromebooks at one of the schools, and they have some of this chrome tape here. But sometimes if you think about a picture that you've taken, but there's been something that you just want to get rid of, well, this is the tool. I go down to the bottom here and click on the paintbrush. I'm going to actually paint over that arrow, and then I'm going to hit this play button, and look what happens. It's like it was never there. Okay, and you can do this on the, you know, it only works really if you have a large area where there's one or two things that don't seem to go on it. So if you think of grass, or you think of a wall that has the same color, it will actually sample everything around it and take out what you want. You know, and what you could do now then is take this picture and bring it back into Snapseed or Distress Effects and do something with it as well. So you can mash up these things as well. So there's a number of others that are here, and Diana is one that kind of puts two pictures together. Lori Stripes lets you add little shapes to your pictures. Circular is the one I showed you in the original screencast that kind of wrapped the picture around. I can also, Over one lets me put words on it. Okay. I can also, let me go to some others. Let's see. One other I wanted to show you. One of the ones that I have a good time with is Tangled Effects, and basically it lets you open a photo, and then again we'll go to favorites. I just posted this to Instagram the other day, but here we have a picture. It's if we go to the original, it's just kind of a fungus growth of some sort on a tree. But this app kind of makes it all funky, and I'm a little bit of a critic of this app as far as people using it on the wrong things. Like, it should never be used on people's faces. Just doesn't look right. But it looks really cool on fireworks. It looks cool on things that has like big bold colors on it. So those are some apps to kind of manipulate and make your photos a little fancier. Sometimes, you know, you don't need a whole lot of editing. Almost every picture I've ever taken and seen always needs like a little maybe increase of contrast, a little bit of maybe brightness or darkness added to it. But generally, you don't need to do a lot of manipulating, but it's fun sometimes to play around and see what you can make. And I've had some really terrible photos that I've made into masterpieces in my mind because of being able to do some editing. And I'll use this one as an example. I really like this photo. You know, I think it kind of looks gross, but when I did this to it, changed for me totally what it could do. So that is just a quick review on some apps, and some of these are $1.99, some of them are 99 cents, some of them are free. Snapseed is free, so that's kind of the go-to one that I highly recommend at any time. Go-to one is Snapseed, and the rest of them are just for some fun. And of course, you can see what you have to do for the project. Thanks a lot.